Hi, welcome to the PR Playbook podcast. I'm Karen Henry, and I'm the co-founder of the PR Boutique, and today's guest is Rama Walker. She is the Chief Nursing Officer and Chief Operating Officer of Nurseify. Hi Rama, how are you?
I'm doing well. How are you? That's a mouthful, right?
I know, but you have a lot of hats that you're wearing in this.
Absolutely.
Would you kind of give us an idea of what Nurseify is?
Yes. So we like to call ourselves the gig nurses marketplace. So we transfer that power and that control back to the nurses to give them the flexibility that they're looking for in finding what we call in the industry PRN jobs and gig jobs. So if you want to just pick up a shift here and there, not necessarily commit to a long-term assignment, we definitely provide that opportunity. But we also do a lot more than that. So we love to support nurses. As a matter of fact, we host events around the city for Nurses Night Out. So we let the nurses come and let their hair down and have a little bit of fun. We also support nursing students in different ventures and have partnerships with different colleges of nursing throughout the state of Texas.
So you said gig. Is that like a one-off?
Correct.
Okay.
Correct. So trying to bring that gig mentality into the healthcare space. I know it's like uncomfortable for people to think about it that way, but because of everything that's happened with COVID and people wanting to juggle a lot more, nurses wanting to have side gigs as well. Mm-hmm. So this affords them the opportunity to be able to kind of dabble in different spaces and still, maintain their sanity throughout it.
Do you actually place nurses in hospitals and with physicians or in their offices as well?
Yes, so any facility or entity that needs a nurse can definitely hit us up as far as helping them find nurses. So from helping nursing schools find adjunct faculty to helping doctors' offices find nurses as well. So kind of like a travel agency, but our platform basically uses AI technology to match the nurses. That way we take out the middleman. So there's no recruiters. The nurses create their profiles. The facility has their profiles, and it's full transparency so that you know what to expect on both sides.
How long did it take you to develop this app?
Well, I cannot take credit for that.
Okay.
So I work with Benjamin Foster, who's the founder and CEO of Nurseify, and we worked together when I was at HCA. He was the regional vice president for human resources for the Gulf Coast Division. So he was over the whole Houston market and part of South Texas. And so in any case, he had this he was tasked with this great job of mobilizing so many nurses right when the was it Harvey? When Harvey hit. Mm-hmm. So that kind of sparked an idea in making that system just a lot smoother with a lot more transparency, because it was such a headache to try to work with all the different agencies and try to get the nurses, to get to where you needed them to be in a timely manner. So, he's the brainchild behind it. I, come in with support and as the voice for the nurses, as well as helping with operations and the behind the scenes stuff.
Can you just start by introducing yourself and your background and how you came? I know you've already talked about your relationship with Benjamin, but what did you do before that? So, and what interested you in working at Nurseify?
Well, I've been a nurse for about 16 years now, and so my background, primarily most of my nursing career has been in nurse leadership. So I've managed outpatient departments, including a wound care center and a freestanding emergency room. And as an RN, I decided I wanted to be well-versed at the table when the business conversations were happening. So I decided to go back and get my master's in business administration. And so I wanted to bring those two worlds together, because I often found that the nurses were frustrated because they were speaking clinical talk, and then the executives, they were thinking business. And so how do we translate what the nurses wanted into a language that the executives could understand, and vice versa? So if they're talking budget, if they're talking volume and things of that nature, the nurses are just like, I just want to come and take care of my patients. So I wanted to be, kind of like a translator between the two worlds and bringing that together. And so when Nurseify presented as an opportunity, I was extremely excited because it allowed me to lean in on my clinical skills and my, strong foundation in building relationship with nurses, and also just understanding what it takes to connect with the stakeholders, where the money is at as well. And so that really excited me. And also just having the flexibility of kind of being involved in bringing something from the ground up and nurturing it and kind of making it your own, really bringing Benjamin's vision to life and being able to be the friendliest nurse company out there. So that's definitely our goal.
So how long have y'all been in business?
So I joined in 2021, and so we've been rocking ever since.
Good.
It's been amazing. It's been an amazing journey. I think what I love the most is the connection with the nurses and telling the story over and over and just kind of giving them the opportunity to make their career their own.
Okay, you've kind of already provided ideas about how Nurseify works. Can you be a little bit more granular with it? Like, if I am a nurse and I join your platform, what do I need to do, and how long does it take for it to start working?
So, as a nurse, you just create a profile, and normally I will personally email you and say, hey, thank you for joining and this and that. And so you can schedule some time one-on-one with me to record a video. So one thing that I do love about our platform is it gives transparency for the facilities that are looking for nurses. So if a nurse creates a video, it's kind of like a little sneak peek into that nurse's personality. Because as a nurse leader, that was something that was frustrating, not knowing what I was expecting when I had temp staff coming in. On the facility side, it's the same way. You would connect with us, we would create your profile, you would be able to post your jobs on our platform, and it's kind of like Match.com for nurses, so you get to shop for things that make sense for you. Same with the facility, and if it's a match, we can go ahead and place you.
But I have the opportunity to say I don't want to work there.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
So now, this is a new thing
Yes.
in the nursing industry. And I guess one of the things, as being a PR professional that I am, how does public relations and the PR Boutique's efforts helped grow your brand awareness and, let more people know about that you exist?
Yes, so the greatest benefit has been having that support and helping everyone else see our authenticity, our passion, because we know it, we're working it, we're doing the grind, but PR Boutique has positioned us for people to be able to see and feel our story via supporting us with finding influencers, helping us, think outside the box on different events and activities that we can be involved in as far as telling our story. And I think that brand awareness has been steadily growing, especially in the Houston market. So it's been phenomenal to have someone, constantly thinking, well, what rooms can we put you guys in order for your story to be told?
Is there been one specific influencer or event or story that we've helped work with you on that you've seen the largest amount of results?
So I would say media, getting in front of the camera, like when we are able to either get print or a segment. I remember when I was on KPRC and all my friends were just like, you're famous. So that's always really fun to, be able to share that video, put it on our website, and just word of mouth with people saying, now when we have our Nurses Night Out events, people are like, oh, you could put a face to a name. Because some companies, it's like, the logo, maybe you're familiar with the colors, but PR Boutique has really helped make us relatable so that when people see us and they kind of already feel our energy, they kind of know what to expect, and then it just adds to the momentum.
Oh, that's great to know. I'm glad we've been able to help with that.
Yes.
Now, with the increasing importance of digital media and social platforms, how does Nurseify integrate the digital media, digital PR tactics with what you're doing with anything else that you're doing as far as influencers or social media that y'all do?
Definitely helping us tie all the pieces together. So talking through, okay, what makes sense for Instagram, what makes sense for LinkedIn, how does that translate into pushing this for different audiences? Because we do have two customers. So we have our nurses, and so we you guys really support us in that strategy, making sure that the message is appropriate in whatever platform we decide to take it. And then here lately, getting a lot of support in the TikTok
Oh, yeah.
arena, which is a little, unfamiliar, but we know that that's an untapped market and huge potential. So we're really excited about that new venture with a new influencer that we just partnered up with, thanks to you guys' support. So it's been great.
Well, good. And do y'all, I guess, is there one thing that you feel like has been the most influential? I mean, I talked about events earlier, but as far as digital goes, like, do you advertise? So everything is organic?
Yes, everything is organic, and our social media is where we lean pretty heavily on. We do have events that drive traffic to our website. So we definitely use that, and we have an actual app, so that type of recognition is helpful. But social media is really the area, so we're not really, putting ads in papers and things of that nature.
It's just through digital marketing.
Absolutely, yes. And we find that, well, for me as a nurse, I try to put my nurse hat on, like, where do I go to find this type of content? And so I think positioning us strategically to drive traffic to our website is ultimately the goal.
Okay. And you feel like all the efforts that we've done mixed with what you're doing with your events and social media has really helped draw the people to your website. So another question I have for you is, if you were going to advise a new business owner, maybe in the medical industry or just anything, what kind of advice would you give them?
I would say keep an open mind, keep passion at the forefront, and definitely get you a PR agency. So when we were shopping for one, it was kind of an arbitrary thing to me, because you're thinking, okay, is this just like a marketing person? But it's so much more than that.
Yeah.
It's so much more than helping you create content or what people may think it is. It's more so just thinking about the broader picture. And again, like I said, positioning you in rooms and places that you probably wouldn't have thought of. And I love that you guys have a variety of clients. And so, whether it's people that are opening a restaurant, and that way we as the customer get to have a different perspective. Because sometimes it's your baby and you're just thinking, this is how I want it to look. But just kind of getting that feedback from you guys and help guide us in the right direction, and definitely supporting us. Even the little small things that may have you bogged down as far as just preparing for interviews or writing a script or anything like that. That's extra support really helps take your mind off of that, which is very important, but then you can focus on some of the other things that's important when you're cultivating that new business.
Yeah, that's good to know, because I feel like a lot of times we think we know. I mean, if I wanted to know something about nursing, I would not know. I would have to talk to you as the expert. And I'm hoping that people that want to hire a PR firm will listen to us and trust that we are looking at their best interest in the best ways that we can to create more brand awareness for them.
Absolutely.
Instead of trying to micromanage and tell us what they want us to do.
Correct.
And I think you've been wonderful about being open-minded about that.
Thank
and
you.
We appreciate that. Okay, so I guess what is your next, if you're going to look into the future, what is your next goal?
I would love to see Nurseify as, the leading provider for helping nurses have greater options in how they manage their work-life balance, and also just the healthcare industry as a whole being more open-minded on what staffing looks like. Because I think we've had things in place for so many years, and we've gotten to a point where we need to do something different, and I think Nurseify really offers that solution, but it's going to take an open mind. So what I would love is that, we open our minds and just try to look for creative solutions for this nursing shortage issue that we have. So that would be my vision, is like, okay, we are looking to the future and we're willing to, do the work to make it change.
I mean, you just mentioned nursing shortage, which I know is a problem. How do you feel like you, as a professional, could encourage young men and women, women and men, to get into the nursing field? I mean, I would think it would be one of the most rewarding and the hardest working industries. And
it's a multifaceted issue regarding the shortage. So part of it, which is why we've partnered with nursing schools, is that there's a shortage of educators. There's not enough capacity in the nursing program. So they turn away thousands and thousands of applicants every semester.
Why?
There's not enough instructors
to
teach the students. And so that is why we, have incorporated that as part of our model, is to support the nursing schools in finding adjunct faculty. So that, I think, is definitely an opportunity to impact the nursing shortage. But that's just like, a piece of the puzzle. And of course, as a professional, I'm always thinking, how do we make the work environment, more pleasant and easier for the nurses to thrive in, for sure.
Well, if a person that's listening to this podcast actually thought they might want to become a nurse, what would you recommend them to do? I mean, where should they go to apply those kind of questions?
So there are dozens of nursing programs, but I would definitely start by saying, ask yourself why. That's definitely where I would say to start, making sure that you have a really good reason to why that you want to be in a nursing program or nursing profession, because it's a very difficult profession. It's very rewarding, but the program itself is very intense. But you want to have the right why. That way you're not doing it for the wrong reasons, because that's what's going to keep you motivated. So once you figure that part out, it's really as easy as just doing simple Google search and doing your research regarding cost. Are you looking for an online program? Do you want to do in person? Are you wanting to stay in the state? Do you want to, travel outside of the state? And then we also have a lot of second career nurses, so folks who've done something else, taught, or whatever other career, and they decided to transition. And so if you're in that position, you already have a degree, it's also good to talk to an admissions counselor to figure out, do you have any courses that are transferable to this new program that you're trying to get into? So
that's great.
Yeah.
Because I'm the PR person, what role do you feel like PR has really had in your success of Nurseify over the past few years?
To keep it short, I will say they have figured out our story primarily, like you guys have. So it's easy to have the conversations because you guys come to the table with, hey, here are some opportunities that we've identified, and here's how we're going to make you great. So for me, it's just been, it's like one less thing I have to worry about, and you guys have helped us develop our authenticity where people can feel it. It's palpable. I know you asked me to make it short, but I'm still making it.
I know you can talk as long as you want to.
So does that answer your question?
Yes, it does. And I just want to thank you so much for being here. Is there anything else you want to say?
I have truly enjoyed working with you all. You all are, just very pleasant, and again, thinking outside the box for us, and very fun, and never miss any deadlines. So if you say you're going to get something to me by this day, we always have it, and it helps us keep the ball rolling in the things that we have to do. So it's more just gratitude.
Oh, well, thank you. We're grateful to you, too, for trusting us and being such a wonderful client and being an interesting client.
Oh, yes.
So I appreciate you coming in and taking your time to be on our podcast today.
Thank you for having me. It's
Rama
been a pleasure.
Walker, thank you so much, and I'll see you soon.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.